All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner, Jam Football, doing a draft breakdown on LSU wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. And my gosh, you see him, you see 6'4", you see 17 touchdowns, and you're wondering what this type of player is going to look like. And man, he can move. He can separate vertically. He can go up and make the tough catches. And he's also like really shifty, where he's able to become a nice yak threat, which you don't really see from a 6'4" wide receiver. And the things that he needs to clean up are so close to being fixed. And we're going to go through it in the intermediate game, the quick game, the stuff that he needs to be a more reliable target in those areas. He's so close to figuring that stuff out that I really think this guy is going to end up in the top 10 and is worthy of that. Make sure to like and subscribe before we start breaking all this down. I got a bunch of other draft breakdowns out on the channel. But man, this guy to me is a certified top 10, 15 pick in this draft. All right, let's get into it. First play, we're going to go through what he does best, which is separating vertically first, right? So here we are down at the bottom of the screen versus Florida. Nice release, inside release. See how we get into this release, right? Working this corner's outside leverage, right? This corner has outside leverage. We're going to work inside and then quick, bam, put that foot in the ground, plant, and then you see that speed take off, right? I mean, he's separating. At 6'4", he's separating like that. The ball's on his, inside pocket. And he's able to create explosives. Here in the slot versus Florida, we're going to get him in this slot fade, right, versus off coverage. He's got that cushion, but he's able to break down this corner. Right? We're going to press this corner, break him down. And the corner's got, this is good for the corner, right? He's playing this inside leverage. He's turning and he's running, and you just see the way Brian Thomas is just able to naturally just run past him, right? With these long strides. Run past him. Make this catch over the shoulder. He's a great ball tracker, catches the ball really well. You'll see it from this angle. Nice ball from Jaden Daniels. Just tracks it well. Catch over the shoulder. If this corner was closer, right, he's still making this catch because he's able to use his body to stack that corner. Next play, down here at the bottom versus Wisconsin. All right, we got a corner and bail technique. Watch how we work to the blind spot, right, for a touchdown. This corner is in bail technique. Right? We work to this blind spot. We're tempoing our route. And then we put on that third gear, that fourth gear. And just naturally able to separate. Got all this space out here. We press vertically. Bam. Put your foot in the ground. Work outside. Great ball from Jaden Daniels. Good track. Another big touchdown for Brian Thomas. Or not Jaden Daniels, the other LSU quarterback. I mean, it looks easy for him because it is easy for him. Here versus Texas A&M here at the top. Here you're going to see him, make a nice big grab. Again, off coverage. And that's where I like him, is he's not just someone who's going to beat press because he's 6'4" and then be able to stack these corners. He can do that. But he's able to attack this off coverage, this cushion, by tempoing this route. All right? Set him up. Do some foot fire. Bam. And then go. Right? Break down this corner. Go. And then he's able to just stride, separate. This ball gets thrown a little behind. And he's able to go up and make the catch. Now, the LSU camera angles are horrid, so you're not able to see it. Right? I'd like to break down this catch a little better, but instead the LSU camera is just sitting here focusing on the SEC logo instead of the play, which frustrated me. And again, there's not a lot of these big grabs on this all-22 breakdown because I didn't have all 22 of them, but they show up consistently. I mean, you don't get 17 touchdowns without having some stuff like that. And then I thought some of his best reps, he didn't get the ball. Right? Here on this corner post, lined up here, we got a stacked alignment. Attacking this safety, right? The safety's on this hash. He's outside the hash. And You work this, right? You work this leverage. You get his hips open. You work an outside track to get him going, and then, bam, plant your foot in the ground, and he's able to separate, right? If this ball comes to him, that's 6, right? Or damn near close to it. Like, that's the separation you want to get when you're lining up in the slot as a bigger receiver and working corner post. Here again, in the slot versus Alabama, again, this time the corner has outside leverage. He doesn't get the ball. All right, the corner has outside leverage. So we want to get him working, right? The corner's got his hips open. He's ready to attack the middle of the field. And you throw this right here at the top of the route, right? This little movement right here. Bam, this cell gets this corner working out here, and you win the leverage battle back. And bam, we're open, right? We're open for 6. The ball doesn't go to us, not able to make a play on the ball. Malik Neighbors, big stuff. Here versus Florida. Again, that little corner post. And the ability to attack that off coverage is beautiful, right? We're pressing vertically. Bam, right there. That little step gets him bailing to this deep third of the field. This safety's focus on here. And again, this should be 6 right here. This ball should be coming to him for 6. Here again for, in the red zone, gonna run. Now we're just gonna actually run a corner route, right? Jaden Daniels misses the throw. All right, we've got that threat. Florida's running a cover 0 blitz, so they're trying to protect the inside of the field, and it's just good awareness by Brian Thomas to challenge the inside of the field. All right, he knows he has no inside protection because we got an all-out blitz. So at the top of the route, like, see how where we're lined up? We attack that hash, right? We want to attack the hash, plant off the right foot, and go. I mean, that should be 6 right here, right? We should be talking about a guy with 18 touchdowns instead of 17 if that throw is made. Here again versus Florida, just a good release. Okay, now we got press, right? We're not getting jammed, but we got press. Work this little double tap release. Want to keep his leverage inside. Bam, go. Dip the shoulder through. We don't want to get pressed up or jammed up. And we're separated, right? Now Jaden Daniels does Jaden Daniels stuffs where he's able to touchdown. So, but that could have been, a big Brian Thomas play. Here versus Florida State. Down here at the bottom of the screen. And we won. Again, attack that cushion. Tempo it. Set it up. Bam, bam, go. We've won. And this last play, attacking the deep where it doesn't get the ball, versus Florida State. We work an inside release, man. That's as open gets. Nice release. Quick, bam, go. 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 Good decision by Jaden Daniels to get this ball out here. It's a big play. But man, this is where the game starts with Brian Thomas, but I think there's so much more that's added to it. With the intermediate game in Brian Thomas, I want to focus on the dig route. One, because that's a route that should be there for him with the way that he's a vertical threat. But it's also something that I think needs to be cleaned up a lot in his game. But it's so, again, to me, it's so close to being cleaned up, and it can get there very quickly. So let's get into it. This first play versus Florida, right? We got off coverage. We're running a dagger, right? So this player's clearing out. We'll have some type of shallow down here, and he's running this dig route. And you've got this guy stuck on your inside hip. So we have to release inside on this. But we saw him, set up stuff vertically before, right? And I know you have to get into this quickly. With this off coverage, and he's playing this, sell some type of vertical threat, right? Throw a head fake up here, right? Throw something. He's on your outside hip. Throw something. Use that frame to kind of give a little bump into him and then cut. But instead, this corner, it's easy for him, right? He sees it. We got too much slowdown. Word to his inside hip, right? And this is where you want this ball going. And instead, your quarterback's having to scramble because that's where he wants to go, right? This is where he wants to go, is throw on this. And instead, he's in your inside hip. And then here versus some press on the bottom, right? Just as a good release, right? Kill the release. And hey, he's getting bracketed, right? We're bracketing him because of the threat that he is. Good inside release on the split release. Bam. Work inside. Awesome, right? He's covering vertically. This is pass off. This is all good up until right here. You want to get this guy because you're getting bracketed. Hey, sell him vertical, right? Throw a head fake into this. Throw your upper body into this to the outside, up and press vertically. And then bam, you get him just a yard or two and you're wide open right here, right? And then we want to break this off at the 38. See how it gets rounded out? And at the 37, closer to the 36, right? And you're covered on this, right? Hey, you got double team, so it's not the worst thing in the world to be covered. And you see it pays dividends for LSU. But this should be open, right? Threaten this player vertically, and even then, if you break this off cleanly right here, you're still NFL open. Now the back gets the ball, and Florida decided to just not have anyone cover him. All right, here versus Bama. All right, we got an inside release on this. Again, throw a head fake at the top of the route. Throw your upper body into this, right? This is a good release. Good split release. Get inside. Awesome, right? Throw some type of head fake. Throw your upper body to the left. Get him working this way, challenge him vertically, and then bam, we're open. But again, there's too much slowdown into this, and this corner's glued to him. And then here versus Alabama, again, you're 6'4". Be the one who brings the physical. I know that's Kool-Aid McKinstry. He's a great corner, right? We got this inside release. He gets hands on you, right? Okay, but you're 6'4". Put that shoulder into him, press vertically. And you don't need to push your arm off, right? You can push off with your shoulder essentially and get open, but instead we end up covered. And then here versus Wisconsin, I have a little bit of grace on this one. He's up here at the top. This ends up being an interception. I think he thinks the quarterback's not going to throw the ball to him, right? But Wisconsin plays this really well. This ends up being an interception on this dagger, right? We have the clear out, we've got the shallow, and then we got the dig route. Now, Wisconsin plays this really well, where they have this corner stay here. You have this safety take the vertical, all right, and then you have these two players, come down on the shallow, right, and then we've got 3 for 2 down here. Challenge him vertically, right? That's what he's worried about. Challenge him vertically. Instead, we keep this in a straight line. We slow down. And we don't finish this play. Now, I do think there is some grace on not finishing this play because of what the quarterback ends up doing, that he thinks, okay, I got to break back to the outside. But you're there, right? You're 6'4". You got to make the play on that ball. At least don't let it be an interception. So that's the stuff I think it needs to get cleaned up on the intermediate game. In the quick game, the slant can be Brian Thomas's best friend, but there is some little things that need to be cleaned up, but they're so close, right? It literally takes, all it needs is just one extra step on a little bit of head work, and it's going to be a big threat for him. So we're going to go through these two slants, one versus FSU, one versus Florida. Here at the bottom of the screen, right, this ball ends up getting bad at the line of scrimmage, but we're working this diamond release by Brian Thomas, right? We split, and we want to press up. And instead, this first step is too choppy. You want to be gaining ground. 1, 2, 3, and then pushing off the third step. But instead, because of that little short choppy step, our feet are even right here, and he's having to really plant off of the right foot, right? And that's just slowing it down. And you want to pull this corner outside. You want to get his leverage going. And you see it's on its way there, right? And one extra step would have really gotten in there and gave you more space. But instead, he's here, right? This corner's here despite the ball. I end up getting batted out. And then here versus Florida, you're going to see it show up, right? We're going to work that same release. And you need one more step in this, right? We split here. Good first step, bam. Okay, gaining ground. And instead, we're planting off that second step, right? Take that left foot, take one more step. Again, you see it's working his leverage, right? It's working him upfield. And if you plant off that left foot, you've got space, right? And this could end up being a touchdown, right? Instead, we're not allowing this corner to get back leverage. Ball's a little behind. And, we're getting fourth down instead of making it fourth and short or a touchdown yak play. Again, all it needs is that one extra, take that one extra step, right? You're going to work his leverage. He's worried about the vertical threat, right? Like, that could be your best friend with the vertical threat and size threat to yard. That slant can be your best friend. And then you're going to see him as the yak threat that he is, which is crazy for a 6'4" wide receiver. I mean, I'll let you just watch here on this speed sweep. I mean, look at how quick he's able to move and get going. Here versus Florida State at the bottom of the screen, right? Corner's going to get a little lost in this. We catch the ball, split two and go, right? Not just split these two right here. This be good. We're going to run away from this guy right here. We're going to run away, and we're going to turn this broken coverage into 6 points, into a huge explosive play. Here at the bottom of the screen on the backside versus Florida State, right? You're just going to see him. Hey, he's going to uncover versus zone. And he's going to be able to use his size, bang around a little bit here versus Wisconsin. So, man, this guy, there's already stuff that's going to make him really good in the NFL right away, and it's so close to getting him to become a great player, right? We talked about working the releases better in the quick game, working the top of the route better than the intermediate game, and then as a vertical threat, he's amazing. As yak, he's going to find those holes versus zone and be able to make big plays. So, I think this guy can be a really awesome player in the NFL, and that's why I view him as an easy top 10 to 15 pick. Like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys. Check out all the other breakdowns. See you on the next one.